What's up, everybody? Welcome to the post-game show. Florida is a winner today, 38-17 over Vanderbilt. I'm just going to start off by saying, yeah, I know, I was wrong on my prediction. I predicted Florida's defense would finally get it together and have a great day on defense. Predicted they would only put up 3 points, and boy, was I wrong. So feel free to knock me on that, but that leads me into the first topic of discussion, and that is, are y'all ready to fire Todd Grantham yet? I mean, I'm not quite on that wagon yet, but there's a lot that's gone wrong with this defense, and it's not getting any better. I mean, I know Derek Mason seems to have his best games against Florida. He always plays Florida tough, so hats off to Vanderbilt. I'm not going to take anything away from Vanderbilt, but for starters, all right, let's first on the list here. Our DBs are still, even after I was talking about it in the last week's video, we're still giving way too much cushion, especially on third down and especially from our nickel backers. The nickel plays way off and it just creates for an easy slant for a first down, and that is enough to piss you off on 3rd and 10. Numerous 3rd and 10s, you can just throw a slant over the middle. It's almost a guaranteed first down. And we're late getting set on defense. We're getting offsides penalties, which gives them free plays. We're playing with no intensity at all. It seems like we're just lackadaisical out there, and it's very frustrating to a fan. I don't know what Grantham is or isn't doing correctly. I mean, it's just frustrating to watch. I'm sick of it. There's no way, I'm going to go ahead and say this, there's no way we can beat Alabama playing like this. I expected baby steps, and there has been baby steps each and every week. Today seems like it was a baby step backwards. It's just not acceptable. We're still not tackling, wrapping up good. There's missed tackles, one for that last score of theirs that went for a 30-something yard touchdown pass. Need to wrap up. We face a lot of quarterbacks this year so far that are subpar and like to stare down one receiver, a la Felipe Franks, Kenny Seals for today. All these QBs we play that stare down one receiver, and we still can't fucking get interceptions. They're throwing the ball all over the yard. Let's see here the stats for just a second. They threw for 319 yards. That was a career day, tied for career day for Kenny Seals, just about. It might have been a career day for him. You can double check me on that. That's just, we play these quarterbacks that aren't that special. He's in the middle of the pack in the SEC. He's not bad. I'm not saying he's bad. But we play these QBs. They should be. Florida historically has good defense. All these players, we don't have young players on defense. These are guys that have been on this team for 3 years. It just doesn't make any sense. And if you ask me, Mullen needs to be evaluating Grantham. They're not going to fire him during the season. We know that's for sure. Need to evaluate him, though, throughout the rest of the year and figure out what we're going to do moving forward. Are you guys still not ready to let Will Muschamp back? I know a lot of you hate him, but just remember that defense he had at Florida. If you combine that with our offense this year, there's no way anybody stops us. We don't lose to A&M. We beat Alabama, and we beat them bad in Atlanta. It's just ridiculous. That's just the Florida Gators' luck that we've been having. We finally get this great offense, and what happens? Now our defense sucks. Can't have it both. I understand that. But there is some positive sides. Hopper, as I mentioned, was getting more PT last week. He continued to get more playing time this week. He is doing well. He's wrapping up. He caused the fumble on the quarterback, but their offensive lineman grabbed it out of the air. Really pleased with how Hopper's playing. And our defense started to do some stunts and some different looks. that they weren't used to. And we did start to get pressure on their QB in the second half. Besides that one play where we couldn't wrap up, we held them in check for most of the second half. But the thing is, we're going to have to get off to a fast start against Alabama. No more slow starts, or they're just going to blow right by us. That's all there is to that. Moving forward to the offense, I know this is just at first glance. At first glance, you look, and it's kind of been like this all year, but Gene Delance is really the weak spot on the offensive line. You need to figure something out, maybe move some guys around, and it's just nitpicking here for the offense. That's all we can do for offense is nitpick. It's a great offense. It was without Kyle Pitts today. Trask didn't have a great day. You're going to have an off day sometimes. That's why we need our defense to step up. So when we have an off day, our defense can carry us for a change. But that's just not been the case. Gene Delance needs to fix some of those things. Also, Copeland, as I mentioned in the Vandy preview last week, with Trent Whitmore being out, Copeland may get more touches, and he did exactly that. Thank God. Copeland can now be more satisfied and not complain so much on social media because he's getting touches. He got plenty of touches. He did well. He impressed me with his awareness to get out of bounds. The end of the second half, get out of bounds to stop the clock. He got quite a bit of targets. You'll look to see him get more involved as the season goes on. The future looks pretty bright there at the wide receiver spot. Him and Justin Shorter, that's what we have to look forward to next year. They're doing a good job. And offense, as I mentioned, the offense did struggle a little bit. Part of that's due because Vandy they game planned us very well, I must say, and they pinned us deep back towards our own end zone. For most of the game, we were working with a long field, so that's why you didn't see more points in this one. But overall, I grade the offense a B+. Not bad. It's an off day. And I'm going to go over real quick the full list of players that were unavailable for Florida. And it's a long list. So make of it what you will. I haven't seen any reports of COVID. Maybe that'll come out after today sometime or early next week if we have any positives. I haven't heard of any, but this just seems like too long of a list to be strictly injuries. Anthony Richardson was unavailable. David Reese, Jeremiah Moon, Khalil Jackson, Ethan Pouncey, Kamar Wilcoxon, Nick Ulrich, James Houston. We could have used him when Miller went down. But congrats to Hopper for being one of those guys that stepped up. Stuart Reese was not available. That might be why you see no line struggle a little bit today. Lamar Goods was out. Hayden Knighton. Jalen Humphreys did not play. Trent Whitmore, of course. Kyle Pitts did not play. And Lucas Alonso did not play. That is a lot of guys. Just going to quickly go over the stats real quick before I wrap it up. I might add in the SEC League highlights too at the end of this video, just so you guys can get a feel of what went on today. Indiana wasn't able to upset Ohio State. It was really rooting for them. So total yards, Florida still managed to put up 586 total yards, but Vandy put up 406. That's a part of the problem. We need to fix this problem. That's a huge problem going forward. We need to tighten that up. Against subpar SEC. It's the bottom of the SEC, bottom of the barrel SEC teams we're about to play the rest of the season. We can't continue to do this. What do you think Alabama's going to do with the stud of a quarterback in Mac Jones? Passing yards, 413 for Florida. That wasn't all Trask. Emory Jones came in and did well too. 319 passing yards for Vanderbilt. 173 rushing yards for Florida. It looked bad to start in the first quarter. We kind of tidied that up, rushed the ball fairly well. Only 87 rush yards for Vandy. We averaged 7.7 yards per play. Vandy averaged 6. We got 29 first downs. Vandy was able to get 21 of those, And that goes back to exactly what I was saying. Too much cushion on the DBs, especially the nickelback. It's not their fault, obviously. They are taught to do that. That's not our players. These are veteran players, and Stewart and Wilson and all these guys. They are being told to do that for whatever the reason. We need to maybe stick a robber in there. If we're going to play loose like that, at least stick a robber in the middle of the field, make them scared to catch the ball. So when they catch the ball, they're going to get popped. I mean, it's just, you think it's basic football here. Third down efficiency on defense, they were 8 of 12. That's not good enough for us. Not good. Or excuse me, we were 8 of 12. They were 7 of 15. We were 1 of 1 on fourth down. So were they. We ran 76 plays to their 68. Pretty equal there. But all in all, we did end up getting some stops, mainly in the second half. We tightened up, made some adjustments. Much more pleased in the second half with our defense than I was in the first. We just got to start the game faster. I was glad to see Elam get that interception. They did throw a pick. We didn't throw any. We held the ball for almost 10 minutes longer than they did, 34 minutes to their 25. But all in all, it's a win. Any SEC win is a win. Be happy with it, guys. Let's see what next week. We got to take Kentucky serious as well. Kentucky has been in that thorn in our side, just like Vanderbilt has for the past few years. They always give Florida their best game for whatever the reason. But I'm going to get off here. We'll see y'all next week. Go Gators.